Stoicism, an ancient philosophy originating in Greece and later flourishing in Rome, continues to inspire people seeking inner peace and strength in the face of adversity. This video explores the core principles, historical context, and practical applications of Stoic philosophy. Let's begin by delving into the origins of Stoicism. Founded by Zeno of Citium around 300 BCE, Stoicism emerged as a response to life's uncertainties and challenges. Unlike other philosophical schools focused on theoretical knowledge, Stoicism emphasizes practical wisdom, how to live a good and virtuous life. The foundation of Stoicism rests on three main disciplines: logic, physics, and ethics. However, it is ethics, the art of living, that holds the most relevance today. At its core, Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control and accept what lies beyond our influence. One of the most famous Stoic concepts is the dichotomy of control. This principle reminds us to distinguish between what we can change, our thoughts, actions, and attitudes, and what we cannot, such as external events or the opinions of others. By mastering this distinction, we can free ourselves from unnecessary worry and frustration. To illustrate, let's look at some key Stoic practices. Negative visualization. Imagine losing the things or people you hold dear, not as a form of pessimism, but as a way to appreciate them more deeply and prepare yourself for inevitable changes. Voluntary discomfort. Periodically subject yourself to minor inconveniences, such as fasting or sleeping on the floor. This strengthens your resilience and reduces fear of hardship. Daily reflection. At the end of each day, review your thoughts and actions. Consider how well you upheld Stoic principles and identify areas for improvement. Throughout history, notable figures have embraced Stoicism. Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, whose writings and meditations remain a cornerstone of Stoic thought, exemplified the philosophy through his leadership and personal discipline. Similarly, Epictetus, born a slave, demonstrated that virtue and wisdom are accessible to all, regardless of circumstances. In modern times, Stoicism has found a resurgence among entrepreneurs, athletes, and even military leaders. Its emphasis on resilience, focus, and emotional control resonates in a world filled with distractions and uncertainties. Let's now explore how you can incorporate Stoicism into your daily life. Begin by recognizing the impermanence of all things. This realization encourages gratitude for the present moment. Practice mindfulness, but with a Stoic twist. Rather than emptying your mind, fill it with purpose and resolve. Another essential practice is journaling. Write about your goals, fears, and reflections. Use this as a tool to align your actions with your values. In relationships, Stoicism teaches us to approach conflicts with patience and understanding. Remember, the actions of others are beyond your control, but your response is not. Lastly, cultivate a mindset of service and contribution. The Stoics believed in living for the common good, not merely for personal gain. By focusing on how you can positively impact others, you align with the Stoic ideal of a virtuous life. In conclusion, Stoicism offers timeless wisdom for navigating life's complexities. Its teachings encourage self-mastery, resilience, and a profound sense of purpose. Whether facing personal challenges or global uncertainties, the Stoic path provides a roadmap to enduring peace and fulfillment. Stoicism also teaches us to view adversity as an opportunity for growth. The Stoics believed that challenges, far from being obstacles, are essential to developing character and wisdom. This mindset is perfectly captured in the phrase, "The obstacle is the way." When we face difficulties, we should not shy away but instead see them as chances to strengthen our virtues, such as courage, patience, and resilience. Take the example of Marcus Aurelius, who faced war, plague, and betrayal during his reign as Roman emperor. Instead of succumbing to despair, he approached each trial as an opportunity to practice the Stoic virtues he cherished. His writings and meditations remind us that you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Similarly, Seneca, another prominent Stoic, viewed setbacks as a way to build inner fortitude. He often practiced poverty drills, living with minimal comforts to prove to himself that he could endure hardship if necessary. This practice can inspire us to view uncertainty in our own lives not with fear, but with confidence in our ability to adapt. Another cornerstone of Stoicism is the idea of amor fati, which translates to love of fate. This concept encourages us to embrace whatever life brings, good or bad, as necessary components of our journey. Instead of merely accepting difficult circumstances, amor fati teaches us to actively welcome them as essential ingredients in the unfolding story of our lives. Incorporating amor fati into your daily mindset can transform your perspective. Rather than lamenting what happens, ask yourself, how can this moment serve me? What lesson can I learn? This practice fosters gratitude and empowers you to move forward with purpose. To further apply Stoic teachings, focus on cultivating four key virtues that form the foundation of the philosophy: wisdom, the ability to make sound judgments and decisions based on knowledge and reason; Courage, facing fears and challenges with bravery and perseverance. Justice, acting fairly and with integrity in all interactions. Temperance, practicing self-control and moderation in thoughts, actions, and desires. By regularly reflecting on these virtues, you can align your actions with the principles of Stoicism. Start small, perhaps by practicing temperance when tempted by indulgence or courage when confronting a fear. Over time, these practices will become second nature, guiding you toward a more centered and meaningful life. Lastly, remember the Stoic principle of interconnectedness. The Stoics believed that we are all part of a larger whole, bound by our shared humanity and existence in nature. This perspective encourages compassion, cooperation, and a sense of duty toward others and the world around you as you embark on your Stoic journey. Let this philosophy empower you to live with greater clarity, resilience, and purpose. By embracing its teachings, you'll not only transform your inner world but also positively influence the lives of those around you. Stoicism is not just a philosophy, it's a way of life, and it's yours to explore. To truly embrace Stoicism as a way of life, consider incorporating these practical exercises into your daily routine. Morning reflection. Begin each day with a moment of quiet reflection. Ask yourself, what challenges might I face today? And prepare your mind to approach them with wisdom and calm. Imagine how a Stoic would handle these situations, and set an intention to respond thoughtfully. Evening review. At the end of the day, take time to reflect on your actions and thoughts. Ask yourself, did I live in alignment with my values? Did I practice patience, courage, and self-control? Use this time not to criticize yourself but to learn and improve for the next day. The dichotomy of control. Remind yourself of what is within your control and what is not. Focus your energy on your thoughts, choices, and actions, things you can influence, while letting go of attachment to outcomes or external events. Repeat the mantra, I control how I respond, not what happens. Negative visualization. Take a moment to imagine losing something you value, a possession, a relationship, or even good health. This practice isn't meant to create fear, but to cultivate gratitude for what you have and resilience for any eventuality. When you cherish what is present, you live more fully. Voluntary discomfort. Challenge yourself to occasionally step out of your comfort zone, like the Stoics did. Skip a luxury or take on a minor hardship intentionally. This practice builds mental toughness and reminds you of your strength to endure difficulties when they arise. Practicing gratitude. Each day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. This simple exercise shifts your perspective toward abundance and helps you focus on the positives in life, even amid challenges. Meditating on death. The Stoics embraced the Latin phrase memento mori, meaning remember that you must die. This practice is not morbid but liberating, as it helps you appreciate the fleeting nature of life and encourages you to make the most of every moment. Acts of kindness. Stoicism emphasizes our interconnectedness and duty to others. Find small ways to help those around you, whether through a kind word, a thoughtful gesture, or an act of generosity. These actions foster a sense of purpose and connection. As you incorporate these practices, remember that Stoicism is not about achieving perfection. It's about progress, taking small, meaningful steps toward becoming the best version of yourself. Each moment is an opportunity to practice, learn, and grow. Finally, let's embrace the words of Epictetus. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. In life's trials and triumphs, your response shapes your reality. By choosing to live with wisdom, courage, and compassion, you embody the timeless principles of Stoicism and pave the way to a life of true fulfillment. Let's explore how Stoicism can guide us through some of life's most common challenges, offering timeless wisdom for modern living. Dealing with criticism. When others criticize you, the Stoic approach is to separate emotion from reason. Ask yourself, is there truth in their words? If so, use it as an opportunity to grow. If not, recognize that their opinion reflects their perspective, not your worth. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Overcoming fear and anxiety. Fear often arises from imagining worst-case scenarios. Stoics counter this with premeditatio malorum, thinking through potential challenges calmly in advance. By doing this, you demystify fear and prepare your mind for any outcome. Seneca said, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Handling failure. In Stoicism, failure is not an endpoint but a lesson. Instead of dwelling on mistakes, focus on what you can learn and how you can improve. Failure is a natural part of the journey to success. Remember, even the greatest philosophers stumbled. What mattered was their resilience. Navigating difficult relationships. When dealing with challenging individuals, the Stoics teach us to approach with patience and empathy. Recognize that others act based on their understanding and struggles. Epictetus advised, don't explain your philosophy. Embody it. Let your actions reflect your values, inspiring change in others. Facing loss and grief, Stoicism teaches us to cherish what we have while we have it, knowing that nothing is permanent. When loss occurs, it's natural to grieve, but balance this with gratitude for the time you shared. As Seneca wrote, "What need is there to weep over parts of life? The whole of it calls for tears." Finding purpose. Many people struggle with a sense of direction. Stoicism offers clarity by encouraging us to focus on living virtuously and contributing to the greater good. Your purpose lies in your daily actions, living with wisdom, courage, self-control, and justice. Coping with uncertainty. Life is inherently unpredictable, but Stoicism reminds us that we can find stability within ourselves. Focus on what you can control, your thoughts, decisions, and responses, and let go of the rest. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." Building resilience. Life will test you, but every challenge is an opportunity to grow stronger. Embrace difficulties as part of your journey, knowing they shape your character and wisdom. The greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it, said Epictetus. By applying these principles, you transform challenges into stepping stones and create a life filled with purpose, peace, and resilience. Stoicism is not just a philosophy to read but a practice to live, one that empowers you to thrive, no matter what life throws your way. Practicing gratitude. In the hustle of modern life, we often overlook the blessings we already have. Stoicism encourages us to regularly reflect on the good in our lives. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love." Gratitude shifts your perspective, fostering contentment and appreciation for the present moment. Balancing ambition with contentment. It's natural to strive for success, but unchecked ambition can lead to dissatisfaction. Stoicism teaches us to pursue goals without becoming attached to outcomes. Focus on doing your best and let results follow. True happiness, Seneca observed, is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. The art of letting go. Stoics remind us that clinging to things, whether possessions, people, or ideas, creates suffering. Practice detachment by recognizing the impermanence of all things. This doesn't mean you care less, but that you love and engage fully, free from fear of loss. Epictetus advised, "Don't seek for everything to happen as you wish it would, but rather wish that everything happens as it actually will, then your life will flow well." Finding joy in simplicity. Modern society often equates happiness with material wealth, but Stoics found fulfillment in simplicity. They embraced the essentials, appreciating the small joys of life, a shared meal, the warmth of the sun, or the company of friends. This practice keeps you grounded and helps you value what truly matters. Living in alignment with nature. For Stoics, living in harmony with nature means understanding your place in the larger world and accepting the natural order of life. This perspective fosters humility and patience, reminding you that you're part of something far greater than yourself. Mastering emotional regulation. Emotions are powerful but don't have to control you. Stoicism teaches that you can acknowledge your feelings without being overwhelmed by them. Pause before reacting, reflect on your values, and respond with wisdom. As Marcus Aurelius advised, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Leaving a legacy of virtue. Ultimately, Stoicism is about leaving the world better than you found it. Live in a way that inspires others, cultivating wisdom, courage, self-discipline, and justice in your daily actions. Your legacy isn't measured by what you accumulate but by the impact you have on others. By embracing these principles, Stoicism offers a timeless guide to navigating life with resilience, purpose, and peace. It's a reminder that while we may not control the external world, we can always choose how we respond, and in that choice lies our greatest power. Turning adversity into strength. One of the core tenets of Stoicism is the belief that challenges are opportunities for growth. Rather than viewing adversity as a setback, see it as a way to test and improve your character. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Obstacles can become stepping stones when you embrace them with the right mindset. Practicing self-reflection. Reflection is a cornerstone of Stoic practice. Take time daily to evaluate your actions, thoughts, and emotions. Ask yourself, did I live today in alignment with my values? How could I improve tomorrow? Seneca emphasized the importance of self-examination, stating, "We should every night call ourselves to an account. What infirmity have I mastered today? What passions opposed? What temptation resisted? What virtue acquired?" Embracing death as a teacher. While confronting mortality can be uncomfortable, Stoics saw it as a way to bring clarity and focus to life. By remembering that our time is limited, we're motivated to live fully and intentionally. Marcus Aurelius advised, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. This practice isn't about fear but about appreciating life's preciousness. Avoiding comparison. In today's world of social media and constant exposure to others' lives, it's easy to fall into the trap of comparison. Stoicism teaches us to focus on our own journey rather than measuring ourselves against others. Epictetus cautioned, "Do not seek to be better than others, but better than your former self." Finding freedom through acceptance. True freedom, according to Stoicism, comes from accepting what we cannot change and focusing on what we can. This mindset reduces frustration and anxiety, allowing us to live with greater peace. As Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Living with intention. Stoics believed in purposeful living. Each day is an opportunity to act with intention, focusing on what truly matters and aligning your actions with your highest values. Instead of being swept away by distractions, live deliberately, with your goals and principles guiding your choices. Serving the greater good. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of contributing to society and working for the common good. It's not just about personal growth but also about lifting others. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, "What is not good for the hive is not good for the bee." By helping others, we enrich our own lives and create a more harmonious world. Stoicism isn't just a philosophy to study, it's a way of life that empowers us to face life's uncertainties with courage, wisdom, and grace. By adopting its principles, we can transform not only our own lives but also the lives of those around us, creating a ripple effect of resilience and virtue. Practicing gratitude. Stoicism teaches us to appreciate what we have instead of yearning for what we lack. Gratitude helps us shift our focus from dissatisfaction to abundance. Seneca advised, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." Reflect daily on the things you are thankful for to cultivate a mindset of contentment and joy. Responding, not reacting. Life will always throw challenges our way, but how we respond to them defines our character. Stoicism encourages thoughtful responses over impulsive reactions. When faced with adversity, pause, breathe, and reflect on how a Stoic would act. Marcus Aurelius emphasized, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Seeing challenges as lessons. Every hardship contains a lesson if we're willing to look for it. Stoicism frames difficulties as opportunities to practice virtues like patience, courage, and resilience. When something goes wrong, ask yourself, "What can I learn from this? How can this situation make me stronger?" Cultivating inner peace. In the midst of chaos, Stoicism offers tools for finding tranquility. By detaching from external outcomes and focusing on internal values, we can maintain calm and clarity. As Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Inner peace is a byproduct of discipline and self-awareness. Focusing on the present moment, the Stoics emphasize the importance of living in the here and now. Worrying about the future or dwelling on the past only detracts from the present. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, "Confine yourself to the present." By fully engaging with the present moment, we unlock its potential and experience life more deeply. Mastering your desires. Excessive desires can lead to dissatisfaction and distraction. The Stoics believed in moderation and self-control, focusing on what's essential and rejecting what's superfluous. Seneca advised, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Simplifying our desires allows us to find contentment in the basics of life. Building resilience through adversity. Life's difficulties are inevitable, but Stoicism teaches us to endure and grow through them. Resilience isn't about avoiding hardship but thriving despite it. As Marcus Aurelius said, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment." Embracing the journey, not the destination. Stoics believed that fulfillment lies in the process, not the end result. Focus on doing your best in each moment, rather than obsessing over outcomes. Epictetus encouraged us to make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens. Letting go of what you can't control. One of the most liberating Stoic principles is to release attachment to outcomes and events beyond your control. By doing so, you free yourself from unnecessary stress and disappointment. Remember, as Epictetus said, "Some things are up to us, and some things are not." Becoming a role model. Stoicism inspires us to live virtuously not only for our own benefit but also as an example to others. Your actions, guided by wisdom and integrity, can inspire those around you to lead better lives. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Turning criticism into growth." Criticism can be a valuable teacher if we approach it with the right mindset. Instead of becoming defensive, the Stoics encourage us to examine the truth in the critique and use it to improve. Marcus Aurelius said, If someone can prove me wrong and show me my mistake in any thought or action, I shall gladly change, for I seek the truth. Balancing action with reflection. While Stoicism emphasizes taking action, it also values moments of reflection. Set aside time to review your day, assess your actions, and align yourself with your principles. Seneca advised, "As is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters." Finding strength in community. The Stoics recognized the importance of relationships and community. We are social creatures, and our connections with others enrich our lives. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, "Man is made for cooperation." Foster kindness and empathy in your interactions, building relationships based on mutual respect and support. Detaching from material possessions. Possessions are fleeting, and attachment to them can create anxiety and suffering. Stoics advise us to value experiences, virtues, and relationships over material wealth. Epictetus said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." Viewing death as a teacher. For the Stoics, reflecting on mortality wasn't morbid but clarifying. It reminds us to live with urgency and purpose, making the most of our finite time. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." Practicing forgiveness. Holding on to grudges only burdens us. The Stoics teach us to forgive others, understanding that everyone is acting according to their own nature and perspective. Seneca said, "Anger, if not restrained, is frequently more hurtful to us than the injury that provokes it." Living in accord with nature. The Stoics believed in living harmoniously with the natural world and understanding our place within it. This principle encourages humility and a sense of interconnectedness. Marcus Aurelius reflected, "Everything that happens is as natural as the rose in spring and the crop in summer." The art of perspective. Stoicism urges us to see situations from a broader view. What seems overwhelming in the moment may appear trivial when seen in the context of a lifetime. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Observe how transient and trivial the things of this life are." Developing inner strength. True power comes not from external achievements but from mastering oneself. The Stoics believed that resilience, self-discipline, and wisdom make us unshakable in the face of life's challenges. Epictetus stated, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Living with intention. A Stoic life is one of purpose and deliberate action. Avoid drifting through life without direction. Instead, set meaningful goals and pursue them with focus. Seneca advised, "Life without a design is erratic." Honoring your commitments. Integrity and dependability are central to Stoic philosophy. Be someone whose word carries weight, and fulfill your obligations with diligence. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Fostering a calm mind. A Stoic mind is calm and composed, even amidst turmoil. This serenity stems from the understanding that external events cannot disturb our inner peace unless we allow them to. As Epictetus taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Embracing simplicity. The Stoics valued a simple and modest life, free from unnecessary desires and distractions. True contentment comes from appreciating what you have and needing little. Epictetus advised, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." The power of daily practice. Stoicism isn't just a philosophy to ponder, it's a way of life to practice. Daily reflection, gratitude, and the application of Stoic principles ensure consistent personal growth. Marcus Aurelius reflected, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Overcoming fear. Fear often stems from imagining the worst possible outcomes. The Stoics encourage us to face fears with rationality and courage. Seneca stated, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Recognizing the role of fortune. Life is unpredictable, and fortune plays a significant role. While we can influence some outcomes, many are beyond our control. Accepting this uncertainty helps us maintain peace of mind. As Seneca observed, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Practicing gratitude. Gratitude shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have. The Stoics believed that gratitude fosters a sense of abundance and joy. Marcus Aurelius encouraged, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love." Strengthening willpower. Willpower is like a muscle that grows stronger with use. The Stoics believed in building resilience through small, deliberate acts of discipline. Epictetus advised, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Finding joy in virtue. The highest form of happiness, according to the Stoics, comes from living a virtuous life. Virtue brings a deep, lasting fulfillment that material possessions or fleeting pleasures cannot provide. Seneca wrote, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." The value of time. Time is our most precious resource, yet it's often taken for granted. The Stoics urge us to spend it wisely, focusing on what truly matters. Seneca reminded us, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Accepting imperfection. Life and people are imperfect. By letting go of the need for perfection, we can embrace reality and find peace. Marcus Aurelius reflected, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be.
B1.
Transforming challenges into opportunities. Stoicism teaches that obstacles can be valuable lessons and stepping stones to growth. As Marcus Aurelius famously stated, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Living authentically. True freedom comes from being authentic and living according to your values, not conforming to the expectations of others. Epictetus said, know first who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly. The wisdom of letting go. Clinging to what is beyond our control leads to suffering. By letting go of attachment, we free ourselves to experience peace. Seneca advised, he who is brave is free. The journey of self-improvement. Stoicism is a lifelong journey of growth, where each day offers a chance to refine our character. Marcus Aurelius encouraged, begin. To begin is half the work, let half still remain. Again begin this, and thou wilt have finished. Leaving a legacy. The Stoics believed in living in a way that leaves a positive mark on the world. Live with purpose and contribute to the greater good. Marcus Aurelius wrote, what we do now echoes in eternity. The art of silence. Words have power, and the Stoics remind us to use them wisely. Practicing silence and thoughtful speech enhances relationships and self-awareness. Epictetus stated, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. A life well lived. Ultimately, Stoicism is about leading a meaningful and fulfilling life. By focusing on virtue, wisdom, and resilience, we create a legacy of peace and purpose. As Marcus Aurelius declared, live a good life. If there are gods and they are just, they will not care how devout you have been, but will welcome you based on the virtues you have lived by. The importance of reflection. Reflection is key to Stoic practice. Each day, taking time to review our actions, thoughts, and intentions helps us align with our values and correct any missteps. As Seneca said, if you wish to be rich, do not add to your money, but subtract from your desire. The role of philosophy in daily life. Stoicism is not merely an academic pursuit, but a philosophy meant to be lived. It's about integrating wisdom into every aspect of life, from work to relationships. Marcus Aurelius wrote, philosophy is not a lecture, but a practice. The unpredictability of life. Life is full of surprises, and the Stoics teach us to embrace the unknown with openness and adaptability. The ability to adjust to unexpected changes is a hallmark of inner strength. Epictetus emphasized, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Building emotional resilience. The Stoics weren't about suppressing emotions, but rather understanding and controlling them. They believed that by mastering our reactions, we can cultivate emotional resilience. Seneca encouraged, a good character, when it is tested by challenges, remains unshaken. The power of patience. In a world that often demands instant gratification, patience is a rare virtue. Stoics practice patience in the face of adversity, knowing that some things take time. Epictetus said, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Accepting death as a natural part of life. One of the Stoics' most profound teachings is the acceptance of mortality. Instead of fearing death, the Stoics urge us to live fully, knowing that death is a part of life's natural cycle. Marcus Aurelius mused, death smiles at us all, but all a man can do is smile back. The power of choice. Stoicism emphasizes that, although we cannot control external events, we can always choose how we respond. Our internal freedom is the most powerful tool we possess. Epictetus said, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Focus on the present moment. The Stoics teach us to stay in the present moment, as it is the only time we can control. Worrying about the future or lamenting the past detracts from the opportunities available to us now. Marcus Aurelius remarked, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Living with integrity. Integrity was at the heart of Stoic philosophy. Living honestly, sticking to your principles, and being true to yourself are essential for building a fulfilling life. Seneca wrote, a good character is not a matter of birth, but of making the right decisions every day. Savoring simplicity. The Stoics saw simplicity as a path to happiness. They advocated living without unnecessary extravagance, finding contentment in life's simple pleasures. Epictetus said, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Challenging your thoughts. the Stoics encourage us to question our thoughts, especially the ones that cause us distress. By critically examining our assumptions, we can live more rationally and peacefully. As Epictetus advised, men are disturbed not by things, but by the view which they take of them. The Stoic approach to suffering. Stoics saw suffering not as an obstacle, but as a chance to build strength and character. Rather than avoiding pain, they believed in embracing it and learning from it. Seneca said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." Trusting in the process. The Stoic philosophy teaches us that the journey is more important than the destination. Success and happiness are found in the process of striving, not in the final outcome. Marcus Aurelius emphasized, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Cultivating gratitude for adversity. Stoicism teaches that even adversity can be a source of gratitude. Every hardship we face is an opportunity to grow stronger and wiser. Seneca said, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." Wisdom as the ultimate goal. Ultimately, Stoicism is a journey toward wisdom. The pursuit of wisdom helps us navigate life's challenges with grace and equanimity. Epictetus expressed, "The greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it." Skillful pilots gain their reputation from storms and tempests. The role of virtue in happiness. For the Stoics, virtue was the key to a good and meaningful life. By living virtuously, being honest, courageous, and just, we create the foundation for lasting happiness. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Self-mastery as true freedom. Stoics believe that the path to true freedom lies in mastering ourselves, not in controlling the world around us. Self-mastery allows us to live according to reason, free from the tyranny of our emotions. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." The balance between duty and desire. Stoicism teaches us to balance our duties with our desires. While we should fulfill our responsibilities, we should also practice self-restraint, avoiding the temptation to overindulge. Seneca wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." The importance of community. While Stoicism emphasizes individual responsibility, it also values the role of community. By helping others, we contribute to the collective good and create a stronger, more just society. Marcus Aurelius said, "What is not good for the swarm is not good for the bee." A Stoic's final reflection. Stoicism isn't about achieving perfection, but about striving to live with wisdom, virtue, and resilience. It's about creating a life that aligns with our highest values. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "Live not as though you had 10,000 years to live, but live as if you had only today." By embracing the timeless principles of Stoicism, we can cultivate a life of peace, purpose, and fulfillment, no matter the challenges we face. Embracing the flow of life. One of the core teachings of Stoicism is that we must learn to flow with life, rather than resist it. This means accepting the uncontrollable aspects of existence and focusing on what we can control. Epictetus encouraged us, saying, "Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it." Practicing empathy and compassion. While Stoicism often emphasizes rational thought, it also encourages us to be compassionate and empathetic. Recognizing that others, like us, are struggling with challenges helps us cultivate kindness and understanding. Marcus Aurelius shared, "When you are irritated by someone's behavior, remember that it is a reflection of their experience, not a flaw of yours." Facing fear with courage. Fear often holds us back from reaching our potential. The Stoics remind us that courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to act despite it. Seneca said, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare, but because we do not dare that things are difficult." Practicing mindful detachment. Stoicism teaches that we should detach ourselves from the outcome of events, focusing instead on our effort and intentions. This allows us to find peace in the process, rather than stressing over results. Epictetus said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." The power of routine. The Stoics recognized that a structured routine helps to build discipline and mental clarity. By developing good habits, we strengthen our willpower and create space for more meaningful experiences. Marcus Aurelius reflected, "You are a little soul carrying around a corpse." The role of fate and fortune. In Stoic thought, fate and fortune are natural forces that we cannot control. Rather than fighting them, we are encouraged to focus on how we react to them. Seneca said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." Living with purpose. Stoics believe that living with purpose and intention is essential to a fulfilling life. By aligning our actions with our deeper values, we can ensure that our lives are meaningful and not wasted on trivial pursuits. Epictetus said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." Releasing the need for external validation. One of the most profound lessons of Stoicism is to free ourselves from seeking approval or validation from others. Our worth is not dependent on the opinions of others, but on our own sense of virtue and integrity. Marcus Aurelius said, "It is not the things themselves that disturb us, but our judgments about them." Understanding the nature of control, the Stoics constantly reminded themselves that the only thing we truly control is our own thoughts, actions, and reactions. This understanding empowers us to focus our energy on things that truly matter. Epictetus advised, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." The Stoics' view of happiness. For the Stoics, happiness isn't about external wealth, possessions, or status, but about developing inner peace, wisdom, and contentment. True happiness comes from living in accordance with nature and exercising self-control. Seneca stated, "True happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future." The importance of virtue in leadership. Stoicism teaches that true leadership is rooted in virtue and wisdom. A leader should be someone who leads by example, maintaining integrity and acting with justice and courage. Marcus Aurelius, who was also a Roman emperor, wrote, "A ruler must be concerned with the welfare of his people, not his own gain." Building inner strength through adversity. Stoicism views adversity as a crucial tool for building inner strength. When faced with difficulties, we have the opportunity to grow and develop resilience. Epictetus observed, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." The power of resilience. Resilience is a central Stoic value. The ability to bounce back from setbacks, adjust to challenges, and remain unwavering in the pursuit of our values is what makes a Stoic truly strong. Marcus Aurelius said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." The role of knowledge in freedom. Knowledge is considered a form of liberation in Stoic philosophy. The more we learn, the more we understand what we can control and what we cannot, allowing us to live more freely. Seneca wrote, "Knowledge is the greatest of all gifts." The cultivation of wisdom. Wisdom is the highest virtue in Stoicism. To become wise, we must continually seek understanding, question our assumptions, and strive to make decisions based on reason, not emotion. Epictetus emphasized, "Wisdom is the science of happiness." Living according to nature. The Stoics believed that to live well, we must align ourselves with the natural world, understanding its rhythms and accepting its laws. This means recognizing the impermanence of life and being mindful of the interconnectedness of all things. Marcus Aurelius reflected, "Live according to nature." The power of acceptance. Stoicism teaches that accepting things as they are without resistance is key to peace of mind. By embracing reality, rather than fighting against it, we can find contentment. Seneca said, "Sometimes, even to live is an act of courage." The value of self-reflection. Self-reflection is essential in Stoicism. Taking time to review our actions, thoughts, and emotions allows us to correct our course and align our lives with virtue. Epictetus encouraged, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." The practice of humility. Humility is an important virtue in Stoicism. The Stoics remind us that no matter how successful or wise we may become, there is always more to learn, and we are all subject to the same universal forces. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." Living a life of purpose. Ultimately, Stoicism is about living a life of purpose, guided by virtue and wisdom. Every action should be intentional, and every decision should reflect our highest values. As Epictetus advised, "Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it." By practicing Stoic principles, we can achieve peace, strength, and resilience, regardless of the external circumstances in our lives. The Stoics offer a timeless framework for living with virtue and wisdom, creating a life of fulfillment and tranquility. Embracing the present moment. The Stoics emphasize the importance of being fully present in each moment. Focusing on the present helps reduce anxiety about the future and regret over the past. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Confine yourself to the present." Facing loss and grief. Stoicism teaches us how to cope with loss and grief. Rather than resisting or avoiding painful emotions, we are encouraged to confront them with acceptance and equanimity. Epictetus wisely said, "You are a little soul carrying around a corpse." Understanding the dichotomy of control. One of the most powerful Stoic concepts is the dichotomy of control, which separates what we can control from what we cannot. By focusing our energy only on the things within our power, we gain serenity and avoid unnecessary stress. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Taking responsibility for our lives. Stoicism stresses personal responsibility in shaping our own destinies. We are responsible for how we react to life's events and challenges. Seneca said, "You act like mortals in all that you fear, and like immortals in all that you desire." Cultivating patience and endurance. Patience and endurance are virtues that are central to Stoic philosophy. The Stoics understood that life is full of difficulties and obstacles, and they teach us to persevere in the face of adversity. Marcus Aurelius remarked, "The art of living is more like wrestling than dancing." Living simply, Stoicism encourages living a simple and modest life, free from the distractions of excess. This simplicity allows us to focus on what truly matters and avoid the stress and complications of materialism. Epictetus said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." Adapting to change. Change is an inevitable part of life, and the Stoics teach us to embrace it rather than resist it. Life's unpredictability can be a source of anxiety, but Stoicism helps us view change as an opportunity for growth. Seneca advised, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." The role of friendship in Stoicism. While Stoicism often emphasizes self-reliance, the importance of friendship is also acknowledged. The Stoics valued true, virtuous friendships that are based on mutual respect and wisdom. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best way to avenge yourself is to not be like that." Self-mastery and discipline. The Stoics place a strong emphasis on self-control and discipline. By mastering our impulses and desires, we achieve freedom from the chaos of unchecked emotions. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Resisting the temptation of envy. Envy is a destructive emotion that the Stoics warn against. By focusing on our own progress and development, rather than comparing ourselves to others, we can avoid falling into the trap of envy. Seneca said, "The greatest wealth is to live content with little." Living in harmony with nature. The Stoics believe that living in harmony with nature is essential for a fulfilling life. This means accepting the natural course of events and understanding that everything happens for a reason. Marcus Aurelius observed, "Live in harmony with nature." The importance of mental toughness. Stoicism teaches us to develop mental toughness in order to withstand the challenges of life. By cultivating a strong mindset, we are able to face difficulties with calm and resilience. Epictetus emphasized, "It's not events that disturb people, it's their judgments concerning them." Self-improvement as a continuous process. The Stoics understood that self-improvement is a lifelong journey. They believed that we should constantly strive to become better versions of ourselves, learning from our mistakes and growing through adversity. Seneca said, "No man was ever wise by chance." Fostering gratitude. The Stoics practiced gratitude for what they had, rather than dwelling on what they lacked. By focusing on what is positive and good in our lives, we increase our happiness and contentment. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love, finding freedom through acceptance. By accepting the things we cannot change, we free ourselves from unnecessary suffering." Stoicism teaches us that true freedom lies in our ability to accept our circumstances and choose how we respond to them. Epictetus said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." The power of reflection. The Stoics recognize the power of daily reflection in improving our lives. By taking time to review our actions and thoughts, we can identify areas for growth and make better choices in the future. Marcus Aurelius suggested, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." The courage to be yourself. Stoicism encourages us to embrace our true selves, without the fear of judgment from others. By living authentically, we can align our actions with our values and find peace within. Seneca said, "He who is brave is free." Learning from adversity. According to Stoicism, adversity is not something to fear, but an opportunity for growth and learning. Every challenge is an invitation to develop resilience and improve our character. Epictetus said, "Difficulties are things that show a person what they are made of." Living for the greater good. The Stoics believed that living a virtuous life is not just about personal fulfillment, but also about contributing to the greater good. We are all part of a larger community and should act in ways that benefit others. Marcus Aurelius stated, "What is not good for the beehive cannot be good for the bees." Achieving inner peace. Above all, Stoicism teaches that true peace comes from within. By controlling our thoughts, actions, and emotions, we create an inner tranquility that is unaffected by external circumstances. Epictetus said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." Through these teachings, Stoicism provides us with a timeless philosophy for living a virtuous, peaceful, and fulfilling life, regardless of the challenges that may arise. By applying Stoic principles to our everyday lives, we can cultivate resilience, wisdom, and contentment, leading to a life of true freedom and happiness. The power of perspective. Stoicism teaches us that our perception of events shapes our experience of them. By changing the way we look at a situation, we can transform its impact on us. Epictetus wisely said, It's not things that upset us, but our judgments about things. Understanding the role of emotions. While Stoicism doesn't advocate for suppressing emotions, it teaches us to control them and not let them rule our lives. Understanding the source of our emotions and learning how to manage them is essential for living a balanced life. Seneca stated, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Confronting fear. Fear is one of the most common emotions we experience, but Stoicism teaches us to face our fears head-on. By examining our fears logically, we can often realize they are exaggerated or unfounded. Marcus Aurelius said, "The obstacle is the way." Fear is an obstacle, and overcoming it is the path to growth. The Stoic approach to time. Time is one of our most valuable resources, and Stoics emphasize the importance of using it wisely. They encourage us to focus on what truly matters and avoid wasting time on trivial pursuits. Seneca said, "Time is the most valuable thing a man can spend." Cultivating wisdom through experience. Stoicism values practical wisdom gained through experience. By reflecting on our actions and the lessons they provide, we can grow wiser and more capable of making good decisions. Epictetus said, "Experience is the best teacher." Avoiding the trap of external validation. Stoics warn against seeking approval from others, as it can lead to unnecessary stress and dependence on external factors. Instead, they encourage us to find contentment and validation from within. Marcus Aurelius advised, "The opinion of others is of no concern to you." Building resilience through adversity. Adversity is an inevitable part of life, and Stoicism teaches us to build resilience by embracing and learning from hardship. Each challenge we face is an opportunity to become stronger and more resilient. Epictetus remarked, "It's not the events that disturb us, but our thoughts about them." The importance of discipline. Discipline is a cornerstone of Stoic practice. It allows us to take control of our actions, avoid distractions, and stay focused on what is truly important. Seneca wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Recognizing the impermanence of life. Stoicism teaches that nothing in life is permanent. Understanding the transient nature of everything, from possessions to relationships, helps us cultivate gratitude and acceptance. Marcus Aurelius observed, "All things fade and pass away." Living a life of purpose. Stoics believe that living with purpose is key to leading a fulfilled life. By aligning our actions with our values, we give our lives meaning and avoid the emptiness of living without direction. Epictetus said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." The Stoic view of death. Death is a natural part of life, and the Stoics encourage us to accept it without fear. By contemplating death, we learn to appreciate life more fully and live each day with greater purpose. Seneca advised, "We die not because we are ill, but because we live badly." Practicing self-reflection. Daily self-reflection is essential for growth in Stoicism. By reviewing our actions, thoughts, and emotions each day, we can identify areas for improvement and refine our behavior. Marcus Aurelius recommended, "Take time to reflect, for self-examination is the key to growth." Maintaining inner calm in the midst of chaos. Life can often feel chaotic, but Stoicism teaches us to maintain inner calm regardless of external circumstances. By focusing on our reactions and attitudes, we create a peaceful state of mind. Epictetus said, "You are not disturbed by things, but by your reaction to things." Gratitude in difficult times. Even in the midst of hardship, Stoicism teaches us to find reasons to be grateful. By focusing on the positive aspects of any situation, we can maintain a sense of peace and contentment. Seneca said, "Gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but the parent of all the others." Mastering the art of letting go. Stoicism encourages us to let go of things we cannot control and focus only on what is within our power. This ability to relinquish attachment to outcomes is a key to living a peaceful and fulfilling life. Marcus Aurelius said, "Let go of what you cannot change." The role of virtue in Stoicism. The Stoics place great importance on virtue, living with wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. By striving to embody these virtues, we lead a life of integrity and moral clarity. Epictetus said, "Virtue is not given by money, but by the soul." Taking action, not just thinking. Stoicism is not just a philosophy to be studied, it is a philosophy to be lived. Stoics believe in taking deliberate, purposeful action in the world, rather than merely contemplating the ideal. Seneca said, "Action is the foundation of all success." Dealing with injustice. Stoics understand that injustice exists in the world and that we cannot always change it. However, they teach us to respond to injustice with equanimity and wisdom, rather than anger. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injustice." Striving for excellence. Stoicism encourages us to always strive for excellence in everything we do, regardless of the outcome. By giving our best effort, we align ourselves with our higher purpose and grow as individuals. Epictetus said, "Do not seek to be successful, but seek to be of value." Finding peace through acceptance. Finally, Stoicism teaches us that peace comes through acceptance. By embracing life as it is, without resisting what we cannot control, we can find tranquility in every circumstance. Seneca said, "He who is not a good servant will never be a good master." These timeless Stoic principles provide invaluable guidance for living a fulfilling, resilient, and meaningful life. By applying them to our daily lives, we can find inner peace, wisdom, and the strength to face any challenge that comes our way. The practice of amor fati. One of the central Stoic principles is amor fati, or love of fate. This concept teaches us to embrace everything that happens in our lives, both the good and the bad, as an integral part of our journey. By loving our fate, we stop resisting what is beyond our control and accept life with gratitude. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Love the fate that has brought you here." The importance of self-control. Stoicism places a significant emphasis on self-control, especially when it comes to our desires and impulses. The Stoics believe that true freedom comes when we master our own behavior. Epictetus said, "Freedom is the only thing you can't lose, no matter what happens." The power of silence. Stoicism teaches us the power of silence and contemplation. In a world that constantly demands attention, taking time to reflect and be still is a way of regaining focus and wisdom. Seneca advised, "We need to be silent, not to hear the voices of the world, but to hear the voice of our own wisdom." Living in accordance with nature. Stoicism teaches us to live in harmony with nature, understanding that everything in life is part of a larger, interconnected whole. By aligning our actions with the natural world, we cultivate peace and clarity. Marcus Aurelius noted, "Live in accordance with nature, for that is the only path to true happiness." The importance of mentorship. In Stoic philosophy, mentorship and guidance are vital. Learning from wise individuals and sharing knowledge with others helps cultivate virtue and fosters growth. Epictetus encouraged, "Mentorship is a two-way street. You learn from your teacher as much as you teach." Facing challenges with courage. Stoicism teaches us to face life's challenges with courage, not as obstacles to fear, but as opportunities for growth. The Stoics embrace adversity and use it as a stepping stone to becoming stronger and more resilient. Marcus Aurelius said, "The obstacle becomes the way." The wisdom of letting go of perfection. Stoicism encourages us to let go of the pursuit of perfection and instead focus on progress. By accepting our imperfections and working toward improvement, we free ourselves from the paralyzing fear of failure. Seneca stated, "Perfection is not attainable, but improvement is." Being present in the moment. Stoicism teaches the importance of being present in each moment, rather than dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. Living fully in the present helps us make the most of every opportunity and leads to a greater sense of fulfillment. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The present moment is all that you have." Taking responsibility for our actions. A key tenet of Stoic philosophy is taking responsibility for our actions, regardless of external circumstances. Stoics understand that we are responsible for how we react to the world and the choices we make. Epictetus said, "We are not disturbed by things, but by the views we take of things." Finding strength in solitude. Stoicism emphasizes the value of solitude and inner reflection. In times of solitude, we can connect with our true selves and cultivate the mental strength needed to navigate life's challenges. Seneca said, "Loneliness is not being alone, it's being disconnected from yourself." Living with gratitude. Gratitude is a cornerstone of Stoic practice. By focusing on the positives in our lives, we develop a greater sense of contentment and fulfillment. Marcus Aurelius said, "Gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but the parent of all others." Understanding the limitations of control. One of the core Stoic beliefs is that we can only control our own actions and reactions, not the external events that occur. By understanding this limitation, we learn to focus on what we can change and let go of what we cannot. Epictetus said, "Control what you can, and accept what you cannot." Dealing with adversity gracefully. Stoicism encourages us to face adversity with grace and composure. Instead of becoming overwhelmed by difficulties, we can approach them with a clear mind and a steady heart. Marcus Aurelius said, "A calm and steady mind is the key to overcoming adversity." Recognizing our common humanity. Stoics believe in the interconnectedness of all humans, and that our common humanity should guide our actions. By recognizing the shared experiences and struggles of others, we cultivate compassion and understanding. Seneca said, "We are all part of a larger whole, and our actions should reflect that." Focusing on virtue, not external success. Stoics believe that true success is not measured by external achievements, but by the development of virtue. By focusing on living a virtuous life, we can find lasting fulfillment, regardless of external circumstances. Epictetus said, "Success is not what happens to you, but how you respond." The power of reflection and journaling. A powerful tool for self-growth in Stoicism is the practice of reflection and journaling. By taking time each day to reflect on our actions, thoughts, and emotions, we gain valuable insights into ourselves and can continue improving. Marcus Aurelius was known for journaling as a way to reflect and practice Stoic principles. Maintaining integrity in the face of temptation, Stoics hold integrity as one of the highest virtues. Even when faced with temptation or pressure, they encourage us to remain steadfast in our values and ethical principles. Seneca advised, "Integrity is doing the right thing, even when no one is watching." The Stoic view on wealth. Stoicism does not advocate for the accumulation of wealth, but rather teaches us to be content with what we have and to use resources wisely. True wealth, according to the Stoics, is found in living a life of virtue and wisdom. Epictetus said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." Enduring hardship with dignity. The Stoics teach us that hardship is inevitable, but it is our response to hardship that defines us. By enduring difficulty with dignity and resilience, we strengthen our character and become more capable of handling future challenges. Marcus Aurelius said, "The greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it." Pursuing a life of harmony. At its core, Stoicism teaches us to live in harmony, with ourselves, with others, and with the natural world. By aligning our actions with the principles of Stoicism, we can live a life that is balanced, peaceful, and meaningful. Epictetus said, "Live in harmony with nature and with the flow of life." By continuing to integrate these Stoic principles into our daily lives, we can build resilience, deepen our wisdom, and live a life of purpose and fulfillment. Through action, self-discipline, and a commitment to virtue, Stoicism provides a timeless path to achieving true happiness and inner peace. Understanding the role of emotions. Stoicism teaches us to understand and manage our emotions, rather than letting them control us. Emotions are a natural part of being human, but by reflecting on them, we can prevent ourselves from being overwhelmed. Epictetus stated, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." By recognizing that we have the power to shape our emotional responses, we can cultivate emotional resilience. The importance of wisdom. Wisdom is central to Stoicism. The Stoics believed that by cultivating wisdom, we can navigate the complexities of life with clarity and purpose. Wisdom enables us to make decisions based on reason rather than impulse. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The wisdom of life consists in the elimination of non-essentials." The power of self-awareness. Self-awareness is an essential Stoic principle. Understanding who we are, what motivates us, and how we interact with the world allows us to make better choices and live with integrity. Seneca emphasized the importance of self-awareness, saying, "The first step in wisdom is the desire to know oneself." The importance of community and friendship. While Stoicism emphasizes individual responsibility, it also recognizes the value of community and friendship. Building meaningful relationships with others, based on mutual respect and virtue, is seen as one of the keys to a fulfilling life. Epictetus noted, "We are all members of one body, and it is through our relationships with others that we find true strength." Developing mental toughness. Mental toughness is an important quality in Stoicism, as it allows us to face life's challenges with fortitude and resolve. Stoics believe that we can strengthen our minds through deliberate practice and self-discipline. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." By training our minds, we build the resilience necessary to face any adversity. The practice of negative visualization. One of the unique practices in Stoic philosophy is negative visualization. This involves imagining the worst-case scenario to help us appreciate what we have and prepare for potential challenges. Seneca encouraged this practice, saying, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." By visualizing potential losses, we can reduce the fear of losing what is important to us. Learning from the past. Stoicism encourages us to learn from history, both the triumphs and mistakes of those who came before us. By studying the past, we can avoid repeating the same errors and make wiser decisions in our own lives. Marcus Aurelius often reflected on the lessons of history to guide his actions, writing, "Everything that happens is either something that has happened before or is about to happen again." The role of fate and free will. Stoicism teaches that while we cannot control the events that happen to us, we do have control over how we respond. This balance between fate and free will allows us to take responsibility for our actions while accepting that some things are beyond our control. Epictetus emphasized, "It's not what happens to you, but how you respond to it that matters." The wisdom of simplicity. Simplicity is a key value in Stoic philosophy. Stoics encourage us to live simply, focusing on what truly matters and avoiding unnecessary distractions. By simplifying our lives, we can eliminate the stress and chaos that come with excessive materialism and external pressures. Seneca wrote, "Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication." The importance of patience. Stoics believe that patience is a virtue that helps us endure difficulties and delay gratification. By practicing patience, we can maintain peace of mind even in challenging circumstances. Epictetus taught, patience is not the ability to wait, but the ability to keep a good attitude while waiting. The power of acceptance. Acceptance is a crucial Stoic practice. The Stoics emphasize that we should accept the things we cannot change with grace and equanimity. By accepting reality as it is, we free ourselves from unnecessary frustration and suffering. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Accept whatever comes to you woven in the pattern of your destiny." The role of virtue in decision-making. For Stoics, virtue is the ultimate guide to making decisions. Stoics believe that every decision, whether big or small, should be made based on wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation. Seneca advised, "Let virtue be your guiding star in every decision you make." The power of mindfulness. Mindfulness, or being fully present in the moment, is an important Stoic practice. By being mindful of our thoughts, actions, and emotions, we can cultivate greater self-control and awareness. Epictetus believed, "We are not disturbed by things, but by our perception of things." By focusing on the present, we improve our ability to navigate the challenges of life. Living a life of service. Stoicism teaches that we should live not only for ourselves but also for others. Acts of kindness, service, and generosity are seen as essential to a meaningful life. By helping others and contributing to the common good, we fulfill our role as members of a larger society. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What is not good for the beehive cannot be good for the bees." Stoicism in everyday life. Stoic principles can be applied in all aspects of life, from our work to our relationships to our personal growth. By incorporating Stoic practices into our daily routine, we become more resilient, wise, and virtuous individuals. Seneca said, "The whole future lies in uncertainty, live immediately." By embracing Stoicism, we can transform our mindset, build mental resilience, and lead a life of fulfillment. The Stoic path encourages us to align our actions with virtue, accept the things we cannot change, and focus on living with purpose and wisdom. With these principles, we can navigate life's challenges with grace and clarity. The practice of journaling. Journaling is another essential practice in Stoicism. By regularly reflecting on our thoughts, actions, and experiences, we can develop greater self-awareness and track our progress in applying Stoic principles. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most famous Stoics, kept a personal journal, which is now known as Meditations. This practice allows us to review our challenges and triumphs and learn from both. Epictetus recommended, "If you want to improve, be content to be a beginner." Living in harmony with nature. Stoicism encourages us to live in harmony with the natural world. The Stoics believed that nature operates according to rational principles, and we, too, should strive to live in accordance with these principles. By understanding and aligning ourselves with nature, we find peace and clarity. Seneca said, "Nature is the most beautiful thing that can happen to a person." The importance of courage. Courage is one of the 4 cardinal virtues in Stoicism. It's not about being fearless, but about acting with bravery and strength in the face of adversity. Stoics believe that courage allows us to face hardships without succumbing to fear or panic. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The greatest power is the ability to endure hardship with dignity and resolve." Cultivating a Stoic mindset. Developing a Stoic mindset is about adopting a way of thinking that focuses on what is in our control and accepting what is not. By training ourselves to focus on our responses and actions, we can remain calm and effective in any situation. Epictetus taught, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act but a habit. Dealing with difficult people. Stoicism offers valuable wisdom for dealing with difficult people. Instead of letting others' behavior disturb us, Stoics advise us to maintain our composure and respond with patience and kindness. Seneca wrote, "We are often more concerned with what others think of us than with our own actions. Focus on your own behavior, and let others be responsible for theirs." The role of resilience. Resilience is a central theme in Stoicism. Life will inevitably present obstacles and challenges, but the Stoic perspective is that our true strength lies in how we respond. Stoics teach that resilience comes from accepting hardship and learning from it, rather than resisting it. Epictetus emphasized, "It's not things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them." Living with integrity. Integrity is the foundation of Stoic philosophy. By living according to our values and principles, we create a life of honesty and authenticity. Stoicism teaches us to act consistently with our beliefs, even when faced with temptation or pressure. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Accepting death as a part of life. Stoicism teaches that death is a natural part of life, and rather than fearing it, we should accept it as an inevitable event. By acknowledging the impermanence of life, we can live more fully and with greater appreciation. Seneca advised, "Let us prepare our minds as if we had come to the end of our lives." Letting go of attachments. One of the core teachings of Stoicism is to let go of attachments to material possessions, status, and outcomes. By freeing ourselves from these attachments, we are no longer dependent on external factors for our happiness. Epictetus said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." Finding peace in solitude. Stoicism encourages us to find peace within ourselves, even in solitude. By embracing our inner world, we can cultivate serenity regardless of external circumstances. Seneca said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality, and solitude gives us the space to reflect and regain our perspective." Being grateful for what we have, gratitude is a powerful Stoic practice. Rather than focusing on what we lack, Stoics encourage us to appreciate what we have and to be thankful for the present moment. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Be content with what you are, and wish not change, accept all that happens and remain unshaken." Using adversity as a teacher. Stoicism teaches that adversity is not to be feared but embraced as an opportunity for growth. Every challenge is a chance to develop strength, resilience, and wisdom. Epictetus famously said, "Difficulties are things that show a person what they are made of." By using adversity as a teacher, we become more capable and stronger individuals. The power of perspective. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of perspective. How we perceive situations often determines how we feel about them. By changing our perspective, we can find meaning and value in any experience. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed, and you haven't been." Building a life of purpose. Finally, Stoicism teaches that a meaningful life is one lived in accordance with purpose. Whether that purpose is contributing to society, building personal wisdom, or living a life of virtue, Stoics believe that having a clear sense of direction gives life meaning. Seneca stated, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Applying Stoic practices daily. To truly benefit from Stoic philosophy, we must apply its teachings daily. Incorporating Stoic practices into our routine, such as journaling, meditation, and reflection, allows us to build a strong and resilient mindset. Epictetus taught, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." Stoicism provides timeless wisdom that can help us navigate the challenges of modern life with wisdom, resilience, and peace. By adopting Stoic principles, we cultivate strength, purpose, and clarity in our actions and mindset. Mastering emotions. Stoicism encourages mastery over our emotions. Rather than being controlled by anger, fear, or jealousy, Stoics believe in acknowledging emotions but not letting them dictate our actions. By practicing self-control, we can make rational decisions and maintain inner peace. Epictetus taught, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." The role of self-discipline. Self-discipline is crucial in Stoicism. By exercising control over our impulses and desires, we free ourselves from unnecessary suffering. It's through discipline that we achieve personal growth and live a life of virtue. Seneca noted, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Virtue as the highest good. Stoicism places virtue above all external rewards, such as wealth or fame. Living virtuously means aligning our actions with reason, justice, courage, and wisdom. In Stoic philosophy, the pursuit of virtue is the only true goal, and everything else is secondary. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." The connection between reason and happiness. According to Stoicism, happiness arises from living a life guided by reason. By using reason to make decisions, we ensure that our actions align with our values and goals. It's not external circumstances that determine our happiness, but how we interpret and respond to them. Epictetus wrote, "Happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle. Some things are within our control, and some things are not." Learning to let go. One of the fundamental Stoic practices is learning to let go of things that are beyond our control. This includes other people's actions, outcomes, and material possessions. By focusing only on what we can influence, our own actions and thoughts, we free ourselves from unnecessary stress and worry. Seneca advised, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Focusing on the present moment. Stoicism teaches the importance of focusing on the present moment. Worrying about the past or future only causes unnecessary anxiety. By concentrating on the here and now, we can take purposeful actions that improve our lives. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Do not waste time on what you cannot control, focus on the present moment." The importance of reflection. Reflection is a key Stoic practice. Regularly evaluating our thoughts, actions, and decisions allows us to improve and make better choices in the future. By reflecting on our mistakes, we learn to avoid repeating them, while celebrating our successes reinforces positive behavior. Epictetus said, "If you want to improve, be content to be a beginner." Building resilience through adversity, Stoicism teaches us to view adversity as an opportunity for growth. Life's challenges are inevitable, but by embracing them, we can develop resilience and strength. Stoics believe that enduring hardship with grace and perseverance ultimately leads to personal transformation. Seneca wrote, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." The role of rationality in decision-making. Stoicism places great emphasis on using rationality in decision-making. By making decisions based on reason rather than emotions or impulses, we can ensure that our actions align with our values and goals. Marcus Aurelius emphasized, "The universe is change, our life is what our thoughts make it." Living with a clear conscience. Stoicism teaches the importance of living with a clear conscience. By acting with integrity and honesty, we can avoid unnecessary guilt or regret. Living virtuously, in accordance with our principles, brings peace of mind. Epictetus said, "It is not things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them." Stoicism provides us with the tools to build resilience, live virtuously, and find happiness in the face of adversity. By applying Stoic practices such as self-discipline, reflection, and rationality, we can cultivate a life of purpose, inner peace, and fulfillment. It is through these teachings that we are empowered to navigate life's challenges with wisdom, courage, and clarity. Living in accordance with nature. One of the core teachings of Stoicism is living in harmony with nature. The Stoics believed that by understanding and accepting the natural order of the world, we can live a life of tranquility and purpose. This means aligning our actions with the rational structure of the universe, acknowledging that some things are beyond our control and that we must adapt accordingly. Marcus Aurelius reflected, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." The practice of amor fati, love of fate amor fati, is the Stoic concept of loving everything that happens to us, both good and bad. It encourages us to embrace life's challenges, seeing them as opportunities for growth rather than obstacles. This mindset helps us transcend adversity and cultivate a deep appreciation for our journey, regardless of its outcome. Nietzsche, although not a Stoic, echoed this sentiment, stating, "What does not kill me makes me stronger." The dichotomy of control. The dichotomy of control is a central idea in Stoicism that separates things into two categories: things we can control and things we cannot. By focusing on what we can control, such as our thoughts, actions, and attitudes, we avoid the frustration of trying to change things that lie beyond our power. This practice helps us maintain inner peace and clarity. Epictetus advised, "Make use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it comes." The power of negative visualization. Stoics use the technique of negative visualization to prepare for potential hardships. By imagining the worst-case scenarios, we are mentally and emotionally prepared for any challenge that may arise. This practice helps us cultivate resilience and appreciation for what we have in the present moment. Seneca suggested, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." The role of wisdom. Wisdom, according to Stoicism, is the ability to distinguish between what is within our control and what is not, and to act accordingly. It is the virtue that allows us to navigate life with clarity and purpose, making decisions based on reason rather than emotions. Stoics believed that wisdom was essential for living a virtuous and fulfilling life. Epictetus taught, "The more we value things outside our control, the less control we have." The importance of self-awareness. Self-awareness is vital in Stoic practice. By regularly examining our thoughts, behaviors, and motivations, we gain a better understanding of ourselves and our actions. This introspection helps us make more deliberate choices, ensuring that we align with our values and act with integrity. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Look within. Within is the fountain of good, and it will ever bubble up, if thou wilt ever dig." The serenity of acceptance. Acceptance is a key tenet of Stoicism. It teaches us to accept the things we cannot change with grace and serenity, recognizing that resistance to reality only causes unnecessary suffering. By accepting the impermanence of life, we can live in the moment and avoid becoming overwhelmed by challenges. Epictetus wrote, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." Cultivating inner peace through Stoicism. Stoicism provides a clear path to cultivating inner peace. By practicing virtues like wisdom, courage, and self-control, we build a foundation of resilience and calm. This inner peace is not dependent on external circumstances, but rather on our mindset and how we choose to respond to life's events. Seneca observed, "True peace is not the absence of conflict, but the ability to cope with it." The influence of Stoic practices on modern life. The teachings of Stoicism have had a lasting influence on modern life, especially in the realms of psychology, leadership, and personal development. Practices like mindfulness, cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, and emotional intelligence draw from Stoic principles, offering practical tools for managing stress, improving decision-making, and achieving personal growth. The Stoics' emphasis on reason, self-discipline, and virtue continues to resonate with those seeking fulfillment in today's fast-paced world. Living a life of legacy. Stoics believe that living virtuously not only benefits us in the present but also creates a lasting legacy. By acting in accordance with reason, we inspire others to do the same, leaving behind a positive impact on the world. Marcus Aurelius once said, "What we do now echoes in eternity," emphasizing the importance of living a life that aligns with our highest values and leaves a meaningful imprint on future generations. Incorporating these Stoic practices into our daily lives provides the tools for cultivating resilience, wisdom, and peace of mind. Whether facing external challenges or internal struggles, Stoicism encourages us to respond with clarity, virtue, and acceptance, empowering us to live a fulfilling and meaningful life. The role of virtue in Stoicism. Virtue is the highest good in Stoic philosophy, and it is the foundation upon which everything else rests. For the Stoics, virtue is not something that is acquired through external rewards, but through internal discipline and wise decision-making. The four cardinal virtues in Stoicism, wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, are the essential elements for living a good life. By focusing on cultivating these virtues, Stoics believed that we can align ourselves with nature and achieve a flourishing life. Marcus Aurelius famously said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." Handling emotions with Stoicism. Emotions are a natural part of being human, but Stoicism teaches us to manage and regulate them in a way that doesn't interfere with our inner peace. Rather than suppressing or denying our emotions, Stoicism encourages us to examine them and determine whether they align with reason and virtue. By doing so, we can navigate emotional challenges with clarity and composure. Epictetus reminds us, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the view which they take of them." Stoicism and modern challenges. In today's world, where uncertainty and change are constant, Stoicism offers practical advice for dealing with stress, anxiety, and adversity. The teachings of Stoicism provide a timeless blueprint for maintaining calm and focus in the face of modern challenges, whether they are related to work, relationships, or personal development. By practicing Stoic principles, we can develop resilience and the ability to thrive in the midst of uncertainty. Seneca asserted, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." The power of reflection and journaling in Stoicism. One of the central practices in Stoicism is reflection, and journaling is a powerful tool for engaging in this practice. By regularly reflecting on our actions, thoughts, and experiences, we can gain valuable insights into our behavior and improve ourselves over time. The Stoics encouraged daily journaling as a way to examine our progress and align ourselves with our values. Marcus Aurelius himself was a devoted journal writer, and his meditations remain a powerful resource for modern Stoics. Resilience in the face of adversity. Stoicism teaches us that adversity is a natural part of life and that we should embrace it as an opportunity for growth. Instead of seeing hardship as something to avoid or fear, Stoics encourage us to face challenges with resilience, patience, and a calm mind. By adopting this mindset, we are better able to deal with the inevitable ups and downs of life. Epictetus advised, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." The influence of Stoicism on leadership. Stoicism has had a profound impact on leadership principles throughout history. Stoic leaders were known for their calmness under pressure, their focus on ethical decision-making, and their ability to inspire those around them. The Stoic virtues of wisdom, courage, and justice are particularly valuable for modern leaders, helping them navigate the complexities of leadership and make decisions that are in the best interest of others. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, is often cited as one of the greatest Stoic leaders, known for his ability to lead with both wisdom and humility. The practice of daily discipline in Stoicism. Stoics believe that discipline is key to living a virtuous life. By establishing daily routines and habits that align with Stoic principles, we create an environment where personal growth can thrive. Whether it's through meditation, physical exercise, or self-reflection, Stoic practices emphasize the importance of discipline in building character and resilience. Seneca highlighted, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Stoicism and the pursuit of eudaimonia. Flourishing at the heart of Stoic philosophy is the idea of eudaimonia, which refers to living a flourishing life. For the Stoics, eudaimonia is not defined by external success or wealth, but by living in accordance with reason, virtue, and wisdom. Stoics believe that true happiness comes from aligning our actions with our highest values, cultivating inner peace, and developing the ability to navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience. Epictetus explained, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." The importance of community in Stoicism. While Stoicism is often seen as an individual philosophy, the Stoics also recognize the importance of community and relationships in living a virtuous life. The Stoics believed that we are all part of a greater whole and that our actions should be guided by a sense of duty to others. In this way, Stoicism encourages us to cultivate meaningful relationships and contribute to the common good, reinforcing the idea that we are all interconnected. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What is not good for the beehive cannot be good for the bee." The ultimate goal of Stoicism, peace of mind. The ultimate goal of Stoicism is to achieve peace of mind by living a life of virtue and wisdom. Stoics teach us that true contentment comes from within and is not dependent on external circumstances. By embracing the Stoic principles of mindfulness, self-discipline, and rational thought, we can free ourselves from the turmoil of anxiety, fear, and regret, leading to a life of tranquility and fulfillment. Seneca beautifully put it, "Peace of mind is the highest good, and to attain it, we must embrace what life presents and accept it with grace." By integrating these Stoic practices into our daily lives, we can navigate the complexities of the modern world with resilience, clarity, and purpose. Whether facing challenges, managing emotions, or pursuing personal growth, Stoicism provides timeless wisdom that helps us live with greater peace and fulfillment.